Your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
At Right Way, our team wouldn't last 5 minutes against the Wildcats, but we definitely do know how to score a touchdown when it comes to great service and your home comfort. Whether it's heating and cooling, water heaters, or a blocked drain, give us a call today and let us win the game for you, or visit rightwayac.com. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is proud to be an official sponsor of Arizona Athletics. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer looking for quality car parts in Tucson, look no further. Advance Auto Parts has 6 Tucson locations with over 75 years in business. Advance Auto Parts is the largest car parts retailer in the U.S., and customers know they can trust their products, like Die-Hard batteries. Now with free installation, only found at Advance Auto Parts stores. Take advantage of our same-day delivery and pickup. Just visit our website at stores.advanceautoparts.com and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Advance Auto Parts for all your car repair needs. Now a proud radio sponsor of the University of Arizona Wildcats.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Did you know that the Chevy Silverado is the #1 selling full-size pickup truck among Hispanic buyers in Tucson? Did you know October is Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet? If you answered yes to both these questions, then you're probably already driving a Silverado from O'Reilly. If not, you need to check out O'Reilly.com. Call 747-8000 or see us in person on Broadway next to Park Place Mall, where you can find new roads and new Silverados during Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet, giving you more since 1924.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
Desperate buyers have created tremendous opportunity for sellers. If you've had the slightest thought of selling your home, it's time to call Sean Poston with the Poston Results Team at Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. Why choose the Poston Results Team? Past performance, more money in your pocket, over a 65% referral rate, an incredible Poston Results Team staff, and most important, communication, because you and your home matter. The Poston Results Team. When buying and selling really mattered, go to TucsonHomeValues.com. That's TucsonHomeValues with an S.com.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Well, that's a tough one. It doesn't get any tougher than that. Arizona falls in Los Angeles to the USC Trojans, the 9th-ranked USC Trojans, in triple overtime. 43-41 is the final, a game in which the Wildcats led 17-0. We should have probably known that this game was going to be different from the opening coin flip when the Wildcats won the opening coin flip and decided to defer for the first time in Lord knows how long. They normally take the ball when they win the coin flip. Tails it was today, twice. And they deferred both times. They deferred at the beginning of the game, and they deferred again at overtime. And immediately got 2 3-and-outs from this USC offense, the best offense in college football. But at the end of the day, again, yes, they got that first quarter touchdown that I asked them to get, but they just can't get enough touchdowns with this offense this season. I don't understand why it is, but you've got to be able to score. You had control of that game. You go into the locker room up just 3 in a game that you pretty much controlled the entire time in the first half. Thought they got a little bit conservative on that drive leading into what would have been a potentially the go-ahead field goal. And you walk away with major, major disappointment. Really on the road for the second time, a game on the road that dating back to Mississippi State that you could have won. Was there for the taking, and you're just not there yet. This program is just not there yet to take a game like this from a powerful opponent. And Arizona falls 43-41. We want to hear what you have to say about this one. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Lots to get to in the next 2 hours. We'll probably go till around 2:30. So buckle up and we'll hash this one out. Glenn Howe joins me in studio. Kelvin Ifan is at home. We'll maybe hear from Kelvin a little bit later this evening and get his thoughts as well. Glenn, man, you had one to take there and you just couldn't get it done.
Dave, you like my afro? I was growing hair. Okay. I got a full fro right now because I was like, oh, my gosh, this game. Hey, what I just got to say to our guys, you guys are beginning to be a really good team. I think they're becoming a team that's going to be respected in the Pac-12 for what's left of this Pac-12, and going in to the Big 12. I think we're moving in the right direction. We got some players that are just playing everybody, I think, tonight played their butts off. And guys, we got a defense, man. We do got a defense. I think we have a defense. We just got to get a little better on offense. I think the offense played decent tonight. We ran the ball. They did what I wanted. They ran the ball, but I think they should have ran
times to 35.
I wanted to run a little bit more, a little bit more towards the end of the half, and you don't give that ball to Caleb. Caleb Williams personally won this game tonight. He totally took over this game and won this game tonight.
Yeah, well, there was no question about that. He was not very good. This defense befuddled. I mean, they absolutely befuddled the Heisman Trophy winner for the most part of 7 quarters, or whatever you want to call it, 4 quarters and 3 overtime periods. Caleb Williams finished 14 of 25 for 205 yards, and he was sacked 4 times in this ball game, and he repeatedly just threw balls away because there was nobody open on the back end for him to throw it to.
And let's give Johnny Nansen kudos. 2 weeks in a row, he's facing the 2 best quarterbacks probably in the nation. 2 weeks in a row, and he just stymies them. What they did to Caleb tonight. Our DBs, guys, I think we got some pros at DBs, man. We got some guys that can really play. We got some guys that are going to develop. They're young. They're getting more and more confidence. They played against a great set of wide receivers tonight, and they really weren't that much of a factor tonight. And our guys shut them down. And you know what I want to say to the fans? I said, we got Oregon State coming up. When we have our next home game, we better have a sold-out crowd for these kids. These kids are playing their butts off, and they're really showing how good a team they're going to be good. We're going to win some games that we're not supposed to win this year.
JW, your thoughts on this one?
Mostly, I was super impressed, as you guys have both alluded to, with the secondary. I mean, those are all coverage sacks that I saw. Yeah. I mean, Caleb Williams had nowhere to go with the ball, and that has everything to do with the scheme. I mean, obviously, they had, 7 defensive backs basically the whole game. That was the plan. Last week, it was all short passing. And this week, they took away that short passing, Glenn, because Caleb Williams, first and foremost, that throw in triple overtime, I think no, double overtime, that he threw off his wrong foot, sidearmed, and got it through two guys, and the wide receiver just didn't quite get in the back of the end zone. That throw alone, I mean, that tells you just how good that guy is and how quick he releases the ball and his ability to get in tight spots. So, again, you just said it, Glenn. I mean, the two best quarterbacks in the nation with Penix Jr. and Caleb Williams. And my biggest takeaway is just how impressed I am with this Arizona defense. Now, at the end of the day, 43 points, but most of that was in overtime. And so it's really hard to, again, there's no consolation prizes. Glenn Howell won't allow us to do any of that kind of stuff. That's not how this works around here. And I am very impressed with this Arizona defense and unbelievably impressed with the freshman quarterback in his second start, showing that poise. And guys, did you think Cowing was even coming back in the game after that injury?
Man,
and he came back and had
back
4
in
touchdowns
with a bang.
after he came back in. So, I mean, overall, obviously, we would love to have that win last time playing down there in L.A. However, I just think so many positives to take away from this.
And let me give kudos to the O-line, too. The O-line, we're getting a nice pocket for Noah, giving him a little time to throw. Yeah, there was a couple sacks. Yeah, there was a couple breakdowns. It's going to come. But I think they did pretty good. We ran the ball. I think we beat them up front. We were doing some bully ball, too. So we can do that now. I think we can. And we just got to continue to get better. That's what we got to do. The next game, we got to get better. And this next game is going to be a tough one up in Pullman.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Lots in store for you tonight. We'll have the highlights coming up for you a little bit later, and there are a lot of them. And we will hopefully go back to Los Angeles to the Coliseum and hear from head coach Jedd Fish and the Wildcats after a 43-41 double overtime loss to the number 9 ranked Southern California Trojans. Let's get into the calls here and get your thoughts again. 520-848-1290. Jake, you are on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290.
I just want to say, I'm just so glad we got rid of Mike Stoops a couple years ago. Kentucky
couple years ago, 13 or 14 years ago. I mean, that's a long time ago.
Well, I mean, on the bright side, Kentucky gave up 51. We gave up 43. So Kentucky looked like garbage. I'm so glad we got rid of Mike Stoops when we did. If we still had Mike Stoops, we would have lost a lot worse than we did. I mean, they couldn't contain the run. They couldn't contain the pass.
I don't know. Mike Stoops is still the last coach to win a game at the Coliseum.
That is a fair assessment. I just hope we can somehow get it together and somehow win a Pac-12 championship at some point while it's still together. But on the bright side, let's go Cats. Let's get it together and let's pull together a great season. Let's get behind these boys. They work very hard, and let's just pull behind the entire team and let's reel in the victory. Let's go Cats.
Absolutely. We should all be in the stadium for the Oregon State game. It should be another sellout. These guys deserve it.
We have to get behind these boys against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are nothing. We are the Wildcats. We're going to take them to town. We're going to show them what's up. And the Cats are going to fucking roll like normal. Thank you.
All right. Hey, thanks, Jake. We appreciate your time. Good call there, indeed. A lot to look forward to with the way that this team played tonight. But again, just a little bit short, just not enough there to beat this team from Los Angeles tonight with the Heisman Trophy quarterback who made some plays. And it was almost like in that third overtime, when you go to, and again, maybe a lot of you are not familiar with the new overtime rules. This is the first year I think that they've done it this way. You play the first two overtimes as normal. At the end of the first overtime as normal. The second overtime, if you score, you have to go for 2, which apparently Jedd Fish was not aware of.
Yeah,
he was about to kick the extra point, and then was told that he had to go for 2. And they did not get it. Fortunately, after the Trojans scored, they were able to stop USC to force the third overtime. And where at that point, it just becomes 2-point conversions from the 3-yard line. And USC, I mean, I'll be honest. Going into I called it the 2-point conversion shootout because that's essentially what it is, a shootout if you compare it to other sports. They looked like they knew what they wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
They looked like they had practiced that play. This is our 2-point conversion overtime play.
You mean the one where they shifted other
we
linemen?
ran out of plays.
Exactly.
We ran out of plays.
Yeah.
You mean when they shifted other linemen to the left? That play?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, back to Caleb Williams. His off-balance arm strength is remarkable, but that juke he put at the 5 and then leaned out and squeezed the ball over the pylon, I mean, that was so impressive for a quarterback with that kind of arm. It's no wonder. I didn't have a chance to see every snap last year for Caleb Williams in his Heisman Trophy campaign, but that alone, I mean, those two, that throw and that juke, I mean, just so super impressive.
Lincoln Riley basically said on that play that I'm going to let Caleb do and win this game.
Yeah.
Just go and get one-on-one with anybody that's out there. They're not going to be able to stop him. That's what they set up. That's exactly what they set up.
And nothing again. I mean, again, we can, we'll talk about the play. I mean, I think, we've had a lot of success with Jonah Coleman with DJ Williams this season. But man, I think you got to get on Jonah Coleman's back there. You'd gotten on his back if you're going to run the ball anyway. You got to get on Jonah Coleman's back there. We'll have to look. Hopefully, we'll get the numbers on this. The last time somebody ran for over 140 yards. For Arizona, I would think it's been actually not because I think Michael ran for over 200.
Yeah.
Wiley ran for over 200 last year against Arizona State. But but the way Jonah Coleman was running, I think I want him in that situation before DJ Williams to try to save that ball game and send it in to a fourth overtime. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. We'll get a break in here, and we'll come back, continue to take your calls, highlights, reaction, all of that after a 43-41 loss for Arizona to the number 9 USC Trojans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Game Day post-game show, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you in part by Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog and Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Pulse the Results team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, The Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC.
Frog and Firkin, a standout among the bars and restaurants in the University area. Frog and Firkin does what very few pubs can, combine a festive atmosphere and great beer with a menu that could stand on its own in any restaurant setting. A sports enthusiast dream with over 30 TVs, 30 beers on tap, and over 100 import and domestic bottles. Daily drink and food specials, and the kitchen is serving until 10. A standout in the University area. Frog and Firkin. Eat local, support local. frogandfirkin.com.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 30 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcast. So if you've been injured, make the right choice first.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited.
Williams will be the running back. Fafita under center. Bunch set left. Single man right is Cowing. Fafita will pitch back. DJ Williams being chased. He's tackled. It's over. And USC has won this game in 3 overtimes.
43-41, the final for the Trojans over the Wildcats. U of A falls to 3-3 on the season, losing for the second consecutive game to go to 1-2 in the Pac-12 Conference, heading to Washington State up on the Palouse next Saturday for a 4 o'clock kickoff. I'm David Kelly, along with Kelvin Ifan, Glenn Howe. J.W. Madden is here with us. It's the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show. We'll take your calls at 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can also text us at that number with your thoughts on this game for your Arizona Wildcats. Let's hear from Doug. You are on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Hey, fellas, bear down.
Bear down.
Bear down.
Yeah, man. First off, I just want to see, is Kelvin doing all right? Do you need to wear a helmet on your pregame shows from now on, man?
Maybe.
I know.
I don't want to make light of it. I don't. But I don't want to hear that. So take care of yourself, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, so the glass half empty way to look at this is that Arizona is moral victory you. Like we just always, not always, but like so often in these huge spots, we just come up a little bit short, and we can be really proud of ourselves, but we just don't quite have that thing to hang on our mantle like we've arrived, you know? It's like we're still in that lose close stage that Jed just talked about, and we aren't quite to the win close stage, you know? That's the half glass empty approach. But the half glass full approach is kind of where I'm feeling, which is that it finally feels like big time football has come back to Arizona football, you know? Like we've played teams that are, you know, maybe we've played over our heads against bigger opponents, even through the lean years. But tonight it felt different. It felt like we could play toe-to-toe with a top 10 team just based on talent and execution. It was just an epic game. I mean, you don't have too many triple overtime games in a college football season. This was an amazing game. It hurts like crazy to lose it. You just can't lose a game any closer. You just can't lose a game any closer. But it just feels like, you know, Arizona football is ready for really great things, you know, and I think a lot of us have talked about that, but I'm starting to believe it now. I feel like the talent level has kind of gotten back to where we want it to be, and the balance between the two sides of the football, you know, like we had some really good defensive years, we had some really good offensive years, but right now it just feels like we're putting the pieces together. So I feel like there's a lot to be encouraged about, you know, tonight. That's my big picture. What do you think on that? Yeah.
One of the things that I caught, I was watching the pregame thing on ESPN, and Dan Mullen said that this USC-Arizona game is totally overmatched, that we don't have the players to match their players. And I got kind of offended by that, and I thought, you know what? We kind of do. We kind of do have the same kind of players. And Dan Mullen was like so confident about that. It's just going to be an overmatched. These guys, you know, they just have the better players. And you know, our guys should really take some of that stuff to, you know, put it on their sleeve and they almost heard that before the game, because our guys played toe-to-toe with every single one of those players. Our defensive backs shut their wide receivers down. They shut them down. Yeah. They only had...
Absolutely.
There was 2 catches, 4 catches, 3. No one had more than 4 catches. And they were, low yardage.
It was just all Caleb Williams' feet. I mean, it was really just his feet.
He won that game. He won that game single-handedly himself.
Yeah. He's a special player, you know.
Take the sacks out and we finished with 65 yards rushing.
Yeah, that's it.
But it was the timely plays. You know. But I mean, so the defense obviously has made huge strides. You know, the killer is that, like, you can play great defense for 90% of the plays, but when you give up a 3rd and 22, you know, for a 40-yard bomb, or to me, the biggest thing that they still need to figure out is you want them to play really hard, you know, really gutsy. I could even use more colorful terms, but I won't. And but you wanted to do it without the penalties. And the roughing the
Penalties kill
passer
us.
calls and the PI calls. Now, the second roughing the passer call was absolute garbage. And I would even contend that PI on the fourth down play, deep in toward the end zone there, we were kind of just space guarding. I didn't know if we definitely grabbed the guy to interfere with it. But I mean, whether you agree with the refs' calls or not, you can't argue that USC doesn't win this game without getting those calls. Whether they're correct or not, they don't win this game without those calls.
No, not.
So,
I mean, they were well at that particular time. They had not gotten a conversion down at all. They were 0 for 5 on third. And on that one drive, they got the call you talked about, which was the third down call.
Got him a
Actually,
first
no,
down.
That was the fourth down call, and then the third down call, which was again just
Roughing
dumb.
the passer.
Dumb penalties. That
one was a really bad play. Yeah.
I mean, you just cannot. I mean, I think that was Justin Flo.
Yeah, that would have been, I
You
think,
just cannot do that.
3rd and 12. I think
Yeah.
if he would have held up there, Glenn, and not helmet to helmet there, Justin Flo, that was a bad penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you hold them to a field goal there, I mean, it's a whole different game. And so the two things the defense is really going to have to figure out is how to play hard without those penalties. And for God's sake, what is with this program's inability to take the ball away? We did finally recover a fumble, I think, in the first half because USC's first 4 possessions went punt, 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 fumble, which is amazing. I mean, that's amazing against NAU, much less USC. But, I mean, we haven't had an interception all year. It's 6 games. We still haven't had an interception. And the last 3 years, we've hardly had any interceptions. It's like, what will it take for us to step in front of a ball? And it would just change the entire outcome of the game.
Well, again,
turnovers and penalties.
That's one of the things we talked about on the pregame show was there was an opportunity last week for an interception. I didn't really see any opportunities necessarily this week where I thought, we should have intercepted that ball. But you're right. I mean, and it goes back to the fact that we love. You think he had one?
He had one that he but it was a penalty, so he wouldn't have got it. It was a penalty on us, but the ball and it went through his hand.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But again, you go back to the fact that these are young defensive backs, and they're not. I mean, as much as we love them, and I think they're going to be great. They still aren't. They still don't have that ball hawking mentality yet, and that's what they've got to develop. They've got to develop that mentality that when this ball goes up into the air, I'm coming down with it. It's going to be my ball.
Right. Yeah, you see it across the country. Guys making huge plays. If we made one of those plays tonight, we walk out of there with a victory.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about the quarterback position real quick because, we've had not a lot of NFL talent at quarterback come through Arizona in modern history, but we have had some really good guys from Alfred Jenkins, Ortiz Jenkins, Keith Smith, Nick Foles, Jason Johnson was good. You got Willie Tuitama, Anu Solomon, and Khalil Tate. And I don't know if there's anybody out of that entire list that I could have guaranteed would make the kind of plays that Fafita made tonight. Yeah. I mean, he made some completely crucial plays where you just had to have it. And that's just gutsy as heck. And I know we say you don't lose your position due to injury, but I think you can lose your starting position due to being outplayed. And, Jaden DeLaura is a good team player. He's a friend of Fafita's, but he just throws it to the wrong team too much. And he makes too many bad decisions. So to me, it wouldn't be because of injury. It would be that we've got a portfolio on both of them right now. And to me, it's Noah's job until he proves otherwise.
No, Jed Fish isn't going to do that. I understand what you're saying, but Jed Fish is not going to do that. I would be floored if Jed Fish did that.
Yeah, me too, because I don't think he has the.
I don't.
How do you say that?
Well, I would just at least keep a short leash on Jaden. Then I would keep a real short leash on him because I don't know. I mean, it's the eyeball test. It's the results. I mean. Jaden does some great things. He keeps the play alive with his feet. And that was one thing I just did want to say about Fafita is that I don't think he needs to be a pocket passer at his height. I think that he can really be a more dangerous weapon when he gets out of the pocket, gets a little space around him, buys him just 3 extra seconds to find an open receiver or, to keep it. And he kept it a few times. And that's one thing that JDL does a good job of. Obviously that's his skill is just keeping a play alive. That's what Caleb Williams does too. So, I mean, there's definitely pros. I'm not saying that Jaden DeLaura is a terrible fit for this team, but I just feel like over the past 2 games, playing 2 top 10 teams, I mean, playing a really clean game, moving the ball up and down the field. I'd like to see more of Noah next week.
Doug, we appreciate your call. Thank you very much for checking in.
Thank you, guys.
He definitely has played very well. He's handled himself well in his first 2 collegiate starts for this program. Let's chat with Kelvin Ifan. The captain joins us, U of A football class of 1998. Kelvin, your thoughts on this 43-41 triple overtime loss to the Trojans?
Man, that was a fun game to watch. I mean, there was a lot of penalties, a lot of mistakes, but at the end of the day, both teams went out there and fought their heart out. It was tough to see U of A come out on the short end of the stick, but I thought everybody just played their heart out.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question about that. Again, what we've been talking about is defensively. There's no question that this defense controlled the game. They had the Heisman Trophy winner, for the most part, befuddled for 4+ quarters, but still, I mean, he accounted himself well. He went out there, did Caleb Williams, and made the necessary plays when he had to keep his team undefeated on track for a national championship. And that's what quarterbacks of great teams do when the games get tight. They find a way to win, and he did that.
Yeah, no, he did for sure, man. It was amazing to sit there and watch him struggle. They were struggling in the passing game because great defensive scheme that Nansen and Coach Keenan, those guys came up with over there. The defensive line was playing well, putting pressure on the ball, and they was dropping 7 and dropping 6 and 5 and just changing their coverages up and making it tough for the receivers to get open and make plays. And he made the adjustment and started running the ball, and they ran the ball and kept themselves in position to win the game. I thought our offense, played pretty good there. The running backs really got going. I thought Jonah Coleman has shown that, they're talking about Fafita and Delora maybe having to split time or go with Fafita. Man, you got to think about Jonah Coleman getting more carries too, man, and even DJ Williams, the running back committee, because man, those guys are more than solid.
What did you think of the last 2-point play and how they handled that?
I thought that was tough. A lot of times for running back, especially if you're right-handed, you rather go to the right side. If you notice, a lot of those pitches, they did better when they went right to the right side. So they was in position on that left hash where they had to go left into the boundary. I didn't like the play from the beginning, and I just think in that position right there, man, it kind of threw me off. I would have thought they would have went back to that out route that they did to cow wing, or the out route that they did to big fella T-Mac. I mean, I kind of know that the defense would have been looking for it, but that would have been more to the system of what we were doing and just the amount of space that was there. I just did not think in that moment that we was going to run to the left side.
And you look at that formation, that's the same formation they did pitch every single time. And that if any time you were going to need to do some play action, that could have been it right there. That could have been it right there, because they were in that same formation, and that pitch was working all day today, but it just wasn't working at that time.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, though. He broke tendency right there. I'll tell you that, because I would have bet $1 million that he was going for a pass in that play, with his NFL pedigree. I would have thought that he would have went for one of the pass plays, but he went with the pitch because the run game was going well, so that broke a tendency for me. But USC just made a great play on it.
They did indeed. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Kelvin, hang on there. We're going to chat with Ethan. Ethan, you're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Ethan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. It's late, guys. I'm happy that we were in the game. Okay, I am, but we're 3-3, man. Like, I'm just frustrated at this point. It's like, come on, guys. Like, what are we doing here? Do we have a chance? Like, what are y'all's thoughts? What's the best case scenario for the rest of the season?
My fear is after you took two top 10 teams to the doorstep that you're going to go up to Pullman and get blown out next week. That's my biggest fear.
Right. That's what I'm worried there too, man.
Yeah.
What do we do here? Like,
because Pullman's going to be a little upset that they lost their first game and they got to get back on track. So that's going to be a game that we're going to have no mistakes in this game, next game, no penalties. We got to cut down the penalties and stop slowly cutting ourselves to death.
Now,
that's what it happens.
To be honest with you, Ethan, I still see 3 wins. I mean, if the question you're asking is a bowl game still in play, I do believe so, because I had them from the get-go beating UCLA, Oregon State, and Arizona State, and I still think that they can beat those 3 teams.
After today, UCLA is going to be tough, but I think you're right. And just let me say, man, that Jake guy, that first caller, man, he was weird, man. 13 years, brother. Like, Jesus Christ, you know.
And he was talking about Mike Stoops. You know? He was talking about Mike Stoops. Then he went. Then he went to Kentucky.
That was Mark Stoops.
I'm like, where are we going with that?
He must be somewhere. You know what? Hey, it is what it is. But hey, y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all having us on. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for the call, man.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. The Wildcats won the toss and deferred. Paul in Phoenix was ecstatic at the beginning of this game because of that one thing right there.
I'm thinking the world's spinning properly and things are going in my favor. Doggone it. And here I am stuck with you guys again. It's morning time. I think what we need to do, David, is one day I need to stay in Tucson. We need to meet at a Denny's and do the show from a Denny's.
Oh man, that would be
breakfast.
The Denny, the Meridian Wealth Management post-game show from Denny's. I like that.
Hey, let me tell you something. Kelvin, I love what Kelvin says. Doug is the man. If I ever get a chance to meet Doug, I'm going to give him a bro hug or a high five or something, because I love what he says. He's so knowledgeable, and he puts me to shame, but I love listening to him. But, you know, this team, and JW talked me off the ledge. Thanks, JW. I appreciate it. It's this team, we're so doggone close, and I can taste it, and there's certain things, and I kind of agree with Doug. I like this quarterback issue that we're going to have. I'm sorry, we're going to have it, okay? And I get it that Coach is super loyal to Jaden. He really is. I get that. But there's something to do with not only, Noah, but also Jonah. Jonah is running like a man possessed. And I guarantee that young man is going to sleep all the way home on the flight. Maybe not, but what a good kid. I tell you what, he showed that we belong, and that's the important thing. The other thing that I think is so promising, and I think that's where I think these coaches have prepared these kids so well that when it comes time for next week's game against Washington State, I was thinking the same exact thing, like, oh gosh, Washington State's going to be really mad. Well, wait a second. Aren't we going to be a little bit kind of mad too? We should be a little bit disappointed as well. Let's go up there. Let's find out if our defense plays against Washington State the way we played tonight. I like our chances. I really do. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. I texted my neighbors earlier today, and I said, guys, where are you? And they're U of A grads, but all their family are USC people, okay? They text me back, and they said, we're over here going to the game with our family. Like, oh no. And I said, well, if your house is toilet papered tonight when you get home, or tomorrow morning, you'll know who did it. So guys, I'm going to be busy tonight. I got to go out and toilet paper and do some things, I got to do something, destructive or constructive, something like that. But guys, thanks for all you do. This is a building process. I still said 9-3 for the season. And I'm crazy, of course. I'm a big homer. But you know what? Tell me a team on our schedule that is as good offensively as what USC did tonight, even though we stopped them in aside from, the quarterback. But tell me a team on our schedule that could potentially do that to us?
Washington.
I don't see one.
Well, Cameron Ward's pretty good next week. That's probably that's the quarterback left that really still scares me. I think after that, you're going to be even in most of the.
I meant
the games
Washington
down
from
the
last
stretch.
week. I think Washington's offense might be better than this USC's offense. I mean,
Could
it's pretty
be.
close.
Yeah.
But
Could be.
Washington's a
Right,
very, very good offense as well, and they only scored 31 points on the Cats. Hey, Paul. You're way too old to be getting arrested at 1 o'clock in the morning, my friend. Do not do anything silly.
A TP offense.
It's right across the
Hey,
street.
what you in here for? I'm in here for a TP offense, man.
I could wake up my grandkids. They're sleeping. They're spending the night with us tonight. I'll wake them up and say, guys, want to go have some fun? But they'd probably kill me. My wife would kill me. But, hey, you guys take care. And I tell you what, Cam Ward, I think, for Washington State, he went 19 to 39. So I tell you what, let's give him another little dose of that again and let him realize that, you know what, we're coming to play. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. If it's rainy and all that stuff, that changes the whole thing. But if the weather's decent, let's say it's 50 degrees and no rain, I'll take it. Guys, thanks so much. And as always, everybody in Tucson, come on, October 28th. There's no excuses. I don't want to hear family weekend or homecoming. I'm not going to get yelled at by some fan telling me to be quiet. It's on, okay? So let's everybody get out and support this team. They're a lot of fun. Thanks, guys. Bear down.
All right, Paul, thank you so much for your call. Let's get a break in here. We'll come back. We'll do our keys to the game and see how that turned out and take more of your calls. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290. Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, it's the Wildcats losing to the Trojans in Los Angeles by a score of 43-41 in triple overtime. Let's take a look at what we had going into this one for our keys to the game.
Were the Cats able to unlock the keys to the game? Let's look at our pregame keys to the game. They are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right. Well, one of the keys that I had, at least going into this game, was that, again, you got to score touchdowns, and they did that. They scored. I said you got to score in the first quarter. They actually scored twice, well, 3 times, 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. But then again, after that, you only get 1 touchdown on your last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possessions of the ball game. You got 1 touchdown on your final 8 possessions. And that's just, again, I mean, for as good as this team played, that's just not going to win you games like this against top 10 opponents. You got to be able to score consistently, and they just didn't do that. I wanted 4 punts from Kyle Ostendorp. He only punted 3 times. He got 2 inside the 20. I'll give him that. He shanked 1. He's been shanking at least 1 punt a game. That's not necessarily good for this team. Tyler Loop missed on a 50-yard field goal, which, again, I thought they got conservative there and really put him in a bad spot. I didn't think the play calling put him in a bad spot or good spot to try to make that particular field goal right there. And so those were kind of my keys to this one. And again, it comes down to being able to get touchdowns against teams like USC. And they scored, if you can't take out the overtime TDs, they scored 4 to your 3.
To my 3.
Well, not your 3.
Yeah.
Four touchdowns to our 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what was, do we have are we going to have the recording for our?
No. We don't.
Okay.
So what were your
mine was give me 3 and outs. We got 3 and outs right away. That was really good. So I think we had 4 3 and outs.
Yes.
I think we had 4 3 and outs.
If you look at theirs, I mean, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 5 drives, of which they only had 3 plays.
Yeah.
In this game.
So that's good. That was something we had would put us in the game.
Right.
And then the next thing I wanted at least 30 carries by running backs.
By the running back. And you got that.
And we got that. So we were in the game.
There were 32 running back carries in this game.
Yeah. And then I wanted a turnover. A couple turnovers. I think we needed 2. We got 1. We got 1. So that maybe that was the difference in winning the game because we needed another turnover.
Right.
And we just didn't have it.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, guys, we lost Kelvin because we lost all of our phone callers because our phones our entire phone system just went down. We had 5 people on hold, and now none of our lines are working. But I do have Kelvin's recorded pregame keys. You want to hear that?
Yes.
All right, here it is.
Hear that.
I think it's very important to get Noah Fafita comfortable with easy passes to Cal Wing, out to the running back, maybe even the tight end, get him going with some easy completions to get them in rhythm. Also, I believe control the time of possession. I think you want to limit the times that Caleb Williams has the ball. I mean, he's a great player. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, probably 2-time winner. You want to limit the time that he has the ball. And then also, I believe we're going to have to tackle in the open field. Defense going to have to do their best job of getting guys on the ground because if they don't, we know these USC track stars that get to the end zone fast.
I thought they did a great job of tackling for the most part in this game.
Yeah, they did. They did, except for when we had to stop Caleb from.
Well,
And then if you look at that last play, if he would just use the sideline as his other defender, because he turned his shoulders and he gave him that open instead of just when he made that jute, instead of just force him to the sideline, he could have just did that, and then he had friends coming. He had number 5 coming. He was coming. Manu was coming. If he would have just kept on forcing him, but he gave him an open lane by opening up his hip. And you can see they showed it on ESPN right there. And, that was the only time I think that we just really didn't get into really good technique on tackling.
I got a quick public service announcement. Everybody who was on hold and trying to get on the postgame show, go ahead and call back. Our phone systems has reset, and you now can get back in. So please call back in if you're on hold.
Was that the 1 o'clock reset there?
No, it's never happened like that before. Just all 5 lines went dead. I tried to call in, and it wasn't answering, but all of a sudden Mauricio got in. So obviously our phone lines are working. So call back if you're on hold.
All right, so the time of possession was 36-24. In favor of Arizona in this game. And that's still, so 12 minutes.
Yeah.
12 minutes and you still couldn't win.
Yeah, and I sent you that one text during the game at one time they only had 3 minutes of the ball in the first half. 3 minutes. 3 minutes going in. We had like 8 minutes left in going into the half to the second quarter. And they only had the ball 3 minutes.
And they were in the second quarter and they had no yards offensively.
I was like, our defense, it was like the stat right here. And
it was awesome to see
going into the second quarter. They had 3 minutes.
It was awesome to see Russell Davis back out there because he took a pretty nasty injury last week early. Deuce Davis and left in the first quarter and didn't play anymore after that against Washington. And I honestly was not sure. It was one of the questions that, sometimes you just can't get all the questions into Jed. But I wasn't positive he was going to be able to go today. And boy, did he go. He went and finished the game with 5 tackles, 2.5 for loss, and 1.5 sacks. So it was great to see Deuce Davis back out there. And again, it kind of goes back to what we said last week, Glenn. It seems like, every week, last week it was Taylor Upshaw, was providing the pressure off the edge. This game, it was Deuce Davis providing some of the pressure off the edge, along with Isaiah Ward, who had a forced fumble and a sack. So you're getting, again, different guys on that down front. We talked about the defensive backs, but even the down front, we're getting different guys who are being able to supply some of that pressure off the edge. For this team.
And you got to remember, Davis doesn't weigh that much, man. He's not that big.
He's not.
But he has an incredible motor. He's one of those guys, when I used to play offensive line, I used to hate those little skinny guys that were really fast and that they can move. And those guys, and that's what he is. He was just an annoyance for that big tackle they had at USC. He was just getting on the edge, and he kept on coming, and he finally got through, and he got in there for a sack. He got in there for a couple TFLs, just beating the guy just on quickness.
They reviewed, Glenn, that first touchdown for USC. I couldn't tell whether the ball, crossed the line or not from the angles that they showed.
Yeah, I couldn't tell either.
Yeah. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program tonight. The Wildcats fall to the USC Trojans in triple overtime by a score of 43-41, and now it is on to Pullman, Washington, where the Wildcats will face the Wazoo Cougars next Saturday. That'll be a 4 o'clock start, and then the bye week heading into the final home game of this month, which will be the Oregon State Beavers, and that'll be on the 28th. The other good score, while we have a moment here, the other good score tonight was that nobody won the Powerball. Nobody. Yeah. So it is going to be $1.55 billion on Monday.
$678 million after taxes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's beautiful.
And it's $680 million if you take the cash option.
Yeah, that's right. 678 after taxes and everything. Arizona tax, federal tax.
In case you were wondering, the numbers tonight were 47, 54, 57, 60, 65, and your Powerball number was 19. There were 5 numbers across the country, 5 people that picked the first 5 numbers and not the Powerball, but none of those people live in Arizona. 1 person lived in Ohio. I hope they are related to me. Probably not, though. All right, 520-848-1290. JW, should we get another break in here, and then we'll come back and take care of some more business here. And this is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different. This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you in part by Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog and Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Pulse the Results team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, the Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC.
What do you mean, trenchless?
Means no trench.
But it's the sewer line.
And they did it without ruining my yard.
The yard we're standing in?
The very same.
I don't know if I trust that.
I trust that because I trust them.
Them?
Ram Plumbing.
Locally owned and operated Ram Plumbing, offering a comprehensive range of plumbing services from fixtures to installation to trenchless sewer replacement. Turn to Tucson's most trusted plumber. When your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double. Online at bestplumbertucson.com.
At Standard Restaurant Supply, their vision and #1 goal is to improve the lives of their customers and clients by providing a better culinary experience. Standard Restaurant Supply, if it's in a restaurant and not food, they have it. Open to the public, no membership fees, and they offer bulk store pricing without the bulk store purchase. Open Monday through Saturday at 601 South Cherry Avenue or call 885-2345. Standard Restaurant Supply is a proud sponsor of the U of A Radio Sports broadcast.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
When it comes to healthcare, imaging makes all the difference. Don't stand in line or wait for weeks to get that much-needed MRI or X-ray. At Southern Arizona Radiology Associates, we offer multiple exams like MRI, CT, mammograms, and biopsies, serving Sierra Vista and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. With locations in Sierra Vista, Green Valley, and Tucson. Call 520-335-6849. Southern Arizona Radiology Associates. Superior imaging, superior care.
The month of October always brings us 2 special events. One is Halloween, and the other is Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet. One is scary, and the other is scary good when it comes to a deal on a new Silverado. So if you like trucks and treats, check out our complete inventory at O'Reilly.com. Call 747-8000 where we can get the process started, or see us in person on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Find new roads and your new truck today at O'Reilly Chevrolet. More than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Cantina nachos, strawberry watermelon margaritas, a few zombie kills, and all your favorite sports teams live. When your day calls for some winning, it's time for Dave & Buster's, where you can eat, drink, play, and watch all the sports you want. They've got massive HD TVs, hundreds of the hottest new games, a chef-crafted menu, and an incredible list of beers, wines, and cocktails. So remember, if your day calls for a little victory, a little triumph, a little win, it's probably calling for Dave & Buster's.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & K, nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Hit the community trails, explore local parks like Saguaro National and Colossal Cave, and mingle at private Diamond Community Park events. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rock & K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 11 different model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in-ready homes and special incentives. Live rockandk.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Wildcats fall to the Trojans 43-41 in Los Angeles. 2 straight losses to fall now to 3-3 on the season, heading to Pullman next Saturday and the game against the Cougars from Wazoo. Let's do the highlights from tonight's game. And again, things started well. The Wildcats won the toss, deferred to the second half, and immediately put the Trojans out in 3 plays to get the ball back. They would drive from their 34 all the way down to the USC 6-yard line, but just could not punch it in and had to settle for a Tyler Loop 23-yard field goal and a 3-0 lead off the outset. Again, next drive was Trojans got a first down on a pass interference call, but after that it was 3 and out, and the Wildcats got the ball back for the second time. This time it would be a 10-play, 64-yard drive, and this time Arizona would not have to settle for a field goal.
Coleman to the right of Fafita, out of the shotgun. Noah straight back to throw. Here comes the rush, going for the end zone. Got a man open. Touchdown, Arizona. Jacob Cowing. Nobody close, and the Cats lead 9-0.
And Brian, the reason that play worked is because Arizona is running the ball right down USC's throat. They're starting to bring more people into the box and have single high safety. And Cowing was wide open on a deep slant. I mean, absolutely wide open.
10-0 would be the score in favor of Arizona. Again, USC could do nothing offensively. Cats got the ball back towards the end of the first quarter, and this drive they would go on would be another fabulous one to get them a touchdown. They would have, on this particular drive, a 1st and 10 at the Arizona 43-yard line where Noah Fafita would find his favorite receiver.
There's a snap back to Fafita. It's going to go deep downfield, and that pass is going to be caught inside the 20-yard line. First down, Arizona. What a huge catch by Teteroa McMillan. He leaped above 2 Trojans to take it away.
Holy smokes, that was an incredible play. He was double covered, and Noah threw it up high, and he just jumped out of the stadium once again, pulls it in. That's a big-time play by T-Mac, Teteroa McMillan.
The kid Glenn makes unbelievable catches. I mean that one to me might have almost been as impressive as the one-handed catch, just because those guys were draped on him.
Yeah, he's a steady diet, man. You just throw it up to him and let him go for it. He's a guy that wants the ball. The ball's in the air, it's his. He really has as we were talking about, a ball. He's a ball hawk.
2 plays later, it would be 6 points.
DJ is the running back. Fafita under center. Noah will take the snap, play fake, back to throw. Looking for the end zone. Fires it down. Caught by Tanner McLaughlin. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
17-0. Arizona at that point.
17 love.
As my guy Pete Arbogast, the voice of the Trojans, likes to say, wake the town and tell the people. There's an upset brewing in Los Angeles.
Oh my gosh.
Arizona had a 17-0 lead on the number 9 team in the country on the road, and they would hand the ball back to Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams immediately was headed down to the surface.
Williams out of the shotgun. He will take the snap, a little high, pulls it down. Back to throw, plenty of time waiting. Now the Cats have got him, and they sack him inside the 15-yard line. Nobody open downfield. Caleb Williams had to eat it. And Arizona all over him. Jacob Manu with his 4th sack of the year.
And 2 plays later, the Trojans would turn it over.
Quick snap, rolling right, Williams. Now he wants to run. Throws the ball. Is that a fumble? If it is, Arizona football. Let's see what the officials say. Was his arm going forward? It is an Arizona ball. Williams dislodged to the football. The Cats take over.
Isaiah Ward would force that fumble. Martell Irby would recover it. Arizona would have the ball at their own 34-yard line. And again, at this point, up 17-0. But Noah Fafita would make his one mistake of the day.
Fafita will throw the pass, picked off by USC down the far sideline, inside the 15-yard line, and USC takes over. And you could almost see that one coming.
Jacob Covington with that interception, raised here in Tucson, playing for the Falcons.
Yeah, I don't think that play should have been even thrown because we should have just been running the ball, continue running the ball, and just not giving it a chance for Caleb to have the ball back.
Well, yeah, that gave Caleb Williams the ball at the Arizona 12-yard line, and he would need just 2 plays to find the end zone.
Williams will take the snap, back to throw, looking left, looking middle, rolling right. He's got room to run. Now he runs to the 5 and ducks into the end zone for the USC touchdown.
And that's what Caleb Williams brings to the table. We talked about it earlier.
17-7 at that point. USC would get the ball back again towards the end of the first half with 2:52 to go. They would go 65 yards in 6 plays, and this was the disputed touchdown we talked about earlier.
Williams out of the shotgun. Jones to his left in the backfield. Williams will take the snap. Play fake, looking to throw, waiting, rolling right, looking again, rolling right again, and throws it to the end zone where it is caught. Touchdown USC.
17-14 was the score at the half. Wildcats would make it 20-14, their first possession of the third quarter. This was a tough one, though, Glenn, because they got down to the red zone. They had a 1st and 10 at the USC 11-yard line, took a 3-yard loss on a run by Jonah Coleman, and just could not punch it in, had to settle for another field goal. And again, this is what I'm talking about here. That's a drive where you've got to score a touchdown if you're the Wildcats to win a game like this.
Yeah, you're getting that close. You got to put it in for pay dirt.
So it would be 20-14 at that point. No touchdown, but the Trojans would get the touchdown on their next drive. 8 plays, 75 yards to take the lead.
High snap, pulls it down, hand off to Lloyd, looking for Ole. He's got one to the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown USC.
Marshawn Lloyd with a 9-yard run, 21-20. It was the Trojans at that point, and then it started getting good for the USC ball club as they would stop the Wildcats, force a punt, get the ball back again, and this time they would go on another drive overlapping the 3rd and 4th quarters of this contest. It started at the USC 23-yard line, so they would go 77 yards to up their lead on the Wildcats.
Williams under center now. Lloyd will be the running back. Williams will keep it, push forward, and he's going to be wrestled to the ground.
No, he didn't get that.
No, he is.
Oh, they're going to give it to him.
Oh.
Touchdown. That was Caleb Williams on a 1-yard run. At that point, it was 28-20. It looked like USC might be ready to pull away from the Wildcats, but Arizona would respond. A 10-play, 75-yard drive, and it would be Noah Fafita to finding Jacob Cowing, who had been injured in the first half, but came back to make a big impact on the second half.
4th and goal at the USC 3. Fafita checking with the near sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock. He'll back up out of the shotgun. Ball on the left hash mark. Takes the snap, back to throw. Here they come. He throws the pass. It's caught. Touchdown Arizona. Jacob Cowing found a little space right in the corner of the end zone. He's there to make the catch. And the Wildcats are right there again.
Jacob Cowing just coming up big time. You heard me talking about him, and he made a sharp cut on a quick out. And Noah Fafita just put it on his outside shoulder, and it was an easy pitch and catch for the touchdown.
Cats then, down 2, would go for 2.
Coleman will be the running back, off to the right side of Fafita, going for the tie. Fafita takes the snap, back to throw, fires the pass, caught by McMillan, and we've got a brand new ball game.
28-28 at that point with about 8 minutes left to go in the game. USC would get the ball back. They would stall out at the 31-yard line after punt. Wildcats would take the ball at their 21, would take it down to the 33-yard line with about little over 2 minutes to go, and Tyler Loop would come on to try to give the Wildcats the lead.
Ball down, kick is up. That thing is going to have enough distance, and it's no good. Missed it wide left.
So it would remain 28-28. USC would get the ball. They would drive down to the red zone and attempt to line up to win the ball game on the final play of regulation.
Lynch will try another one here. A 25-yard attempt to put USC in front, and unless the clock stops in a hurry, and a high snap, and then he can't get the kickoff, and Arizona recovers, and we're going to go to overtime. Oh, my goodness.
No one's going to believe that, man.
No. I mean, that was weird. The holder just kind of stood up and then tried to go back down like they still had a chance to kick it.
And then he
he
stopped. He came up to kick it, and then he stopped.
What's
the
word you yell to get everybody running into a pattern at that point?
Peter,
Peter, exactly. They should have
or not Peter. It's like you say something else on that.
I don't know
what you say, but on a kick, when there's a kick around, you got to get away as Peter.
Yeah. So we'd go to overtime in Los Angeles. The Arizona Wildcats would win the toss and defer once again, and Caleb Williams would make them pay.
3rd down and 4 now for USC at the Arizona 19. Williams will take the snap and keep it straight up the gut. Goes left. He's down to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown USC. 3rd running touchdown of the game for Caleb Williams.
35-28 Trojans. Arizona would get the ball and would need just one play.
Down. Straight back to throw with time, waiting. Going for the back corner, trying to find Cowing, makes the catch. Touchdown, Arizona.
What a pass by Noah Fafita. He just throws a fade route to Cowing, and Cowing just comes up with a spectacular catch in the corner of the end zone.
35-35, we would go to overtime number 2, and it would be 2nd and 6 for the Wildcats, who got the ball first at the USC 7.
Fafita out of an empty set will take the snap. Sets up, fires over the middle, caught, touchdown Arizona. Jacob Cowing at the goal line, into the end zone. Arizona takes the lead.
And then this was where the Jetfish thought he was going to kick the extra point, but no, in double overtime, you have to go for 2. And that's what the Wildcats did.
Fafita under center, going for the 2-point conversion. Fafita will take the snap, play fake, back to throw, deep drop. Fires for the end zone, knocked away. Cowing the intended receiver. And it was knocked away by Callan Bullock.
So it would be 41-35. USC would get the ball. And this was the one, Glenn, that kind of really hurt. After multiple penalties by the Trojans, they were faced with a 2nd and 19. Caleb Williams found Mario Williams on a 23-yard play that set the Trojans up at the 11-yard line.
First down at the Arizona 11. Quick snap. Handoff. Williams. That's Jones, that is. He goes into the end zone. Touchdown USC.
Austin Jones with that touchdown. You had him behind the chains, and you just couldn't, and you let him get out of it.
Yeah, it's just we just needed one more play, man. We needed one more play, and we just didn't have it on that play. And you know what? At that time, you know, you gotta dig in, man. You gotta dig in and make that play, and we just didn't come up. We're getting close, fans. We're getting close. We're getting close. I'm telling you.
41-41, and USC would have to go for 2 with a chance to win the game.
Snap. Williams rolling to the right, looking to throw, going the other way, throws the pass back of the end zone, and it's incomplete.
So 41-41, we go to the 3rd overtime, and at this point, it's just 2-point conversions. USC would have the first opportunity.
Williams will take the snap, rolling to the right, Coming to the 5, dives. Did he make it in? Yes, he did. They're going to say he got in for 2.
I think he did get in, yeah.
Boy, I thought that Jacob Manu might have had a chance there to push him out.
43-41, USC made their 2-point try. Now it was the Wildcats' chance to stay in the game one more time.
We'll line it up. DJ Williams will be the running back. Fafita under center. Front set left. Single man right is Cowing. Fafita will pitch back. DJ Williams being chased. He's tackled. It's over. And USC has won this game in 3 overtimes.
43-41 the final. Let's get another break in here, and when we come back, we'll get some final thoughts from Glenn Howell before we let him get out of here for the evening. You'll also hear from Jed Fish and the players from Los Angeles after a 43-41 loss to the USC Trojans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show, and you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you in part by Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Lexus of Tucson, Nova Home Loans, Recon Auto Detail, Right Now Power Sports Tucson, the Tucson Police Department, Broadway in Tucson, Dave & Buster's Tucson, Dorado Rock, First Choice Pools, The Good Feet Store, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Ram Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Right Way Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community Design by Nature, and University Termite and Pest Control.
Caruso's, a Tucson tradition since 1938, located on historic 4th Avenue. For 4 generations, Caruso's handmade sauce has been prepared with love by a family member, using only the best ingredients. Enjoy specialty Italian dishes like lasagna al forno, chicken tetrazzini, real Italian sausages, spectacular pizza, as well as many vegetarian options. Caruso's offers outdoor dining on their garden patio, with indoor dining also available. Open Tuesday through Sunday, with all your favorites available for takeout. For more information, call 520-624-5765 or visit their website at carusositalian.com.
What up, Tucson? This is Joseph Blair, former Wildcat and assistant coach of the Washington Wizards. When I came to play basketball at the U of A in the 90s, the Tucson community became and has always remained a special part of my life. And this is why I proudly joined the Meridian Wealth Management Tucson Advisory Business Council. If you have financial questions or concerns, please be sure and call my friends Natalie or Ruben Fernandez at 719-1433 or visit online at Meridian Wealth LLC. And as always, bear down, Tucson.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is getting cooler here, and so rodents will be seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? Call University Termite and Pest Control, 886-4146. They've been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control. You can too. Call University Termite and Pest Control today at 886-4146 or go to bepestfree.com.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 30 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees, bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including 5 in Tucson and Southern Arizona, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 1,800 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after any accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or RoyalKia.com.
As
As a homeowner, you've probably seen some pretty bad plumbing problems.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
We've seen them all.
All of them?
Rams Plumbing kept entire buildings flowing. Businesses since 1983.
Wow, so whatever happens to my house...
We've seen it before, and we have the solution. Locally owned and operated, Ram Plumbing is Tucson's most trusted plumber. Our team of licensed professionals can fix anything your home can dish out. When your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double. Online at bestplumbertucson.com.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by Mike.
Well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
43-41, USC beats Arizona at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. It's on to Wazoo next week for the Wildcats, looking to get back above 500 with a win before the bye week. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Robert checks in on Text Groove and asks, is there a quarterback controversy going forward? The dreaded C word. Jedfish was asked in the postgame if Noah's performance changed the plan next week, and he said no. I think if JDL starts, Jed will lose the team and really upset the fan base. Noah is clearly the better player. That is Robert checking in on the Text Groove. We'll hear from Jedfish coming up here shortly from Los Angeles, the press conference that he had with the media. And again, I don't think he's going to make that decision, but you never know. We're both on record, Glenn, saying we don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't. I'd like to see him make a good coaching decision and let Noah start. He deserves it. I think he deserves it.
Have you ever, in your combined 80 years of watching football, seen a starting quarterback go down and seen a backup come in and have success over a 2 or 3 game period and not have the fan base clamor that they need to be the starter? That isn't Tom Brady. We're not talking about a Hall of Fame level starter. Talking about any conditional starter like this. It's just, to me, obviously Noah is very young and he's got a lot of time ahead of him. It's a very similar situation to the basketball team, fellas. If you talk about the guy who transferred, a lot of times we go 1 for 10, and sometimes we go 9 for 10. And the steady presence of not turning the ball over is what fans are going to point to. They're going to look at those 3 turnovers in the first quarter against Mississippi State as the only reason they need, and look at the 1 turnover in this game, obviously in Los Angeles. So it's just so obvious of a question, right? I mean, have you ever seen a situation like this where the fan base didn't want to see the backup retain the starting position?
Happens all the time. Happens all the time.
Every time.
Yeah, I know.
Most popular player on the team, the backup.
Yep. Mike
Absolutely.
Mike Sakala checks in. I don't know if he's any relation to my guy, Paul Sakala. Mike Sakala on Facebook says that was one hell of an effort put up by the Cats. They have lost to 2 top 10 teams in the last 2 weeks by a total of 9 points. This football program is going in the right direction. They will win some of these games against ranked teams before the season is over. Bear down. And then he says, wish we could have gone for 2 in the first overtime. What do you think about that? There was obviously the opportunity to potentially go for the win, and
that's a big that's a big decision.
Yeah,
man. That's like you got to really be confident.
I'd be interested.
That's like when you have Tom Brady as your quarterback.
Right. I'd be interested to see if anyone asked him about that question in the post game. Robbie Don also checks in. He said something similar to Robert. Jed Fish was asked about the starting quarterback in the postgame. JDL says he says if JDL starts, Fish will lose a lot of goodwill with the team and the fans who can easily see who is the better player. Noah needs to be QB1 moving forward. So the sentiment is starting.
Absolutely.
And so we may not want the C word, but it looks like we're going to get the C word. All right, let's check in with what our best bets were on this one.
How did the 1290 crew do today with their best bets? Let's find out how they did in today's pregame show. Today's best bets are brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, the Wildcats were 21-point favorites, or I should say underdogs. Underdogs.
Big dogs.
In this game. Big dogs, 3 touchdown dogs. And we all thought that was way out of whack and took the points. So everybody's winning on that one. And if this game had ended in regulation, we'd won twice.
Yes. Because the 28, we would have won like
28-28.
We would have won 30-28.
Even if it was 30-28, we
still would have won.
69.5 was the over-under.
Yeah.
And this game was under at the end of regulation, but as a result of overtime, it finished at 84. So it takes the over, and we all took the under, which you can't really that happens sometimes when you're betting. Games go to extra periods and overtimes, and it jacks up the score, and that's what it did here. So we split on this one here tonight. We took the line and won, and took the under and lost tonight with the 43-41 final score. Those are your bets.
And that's how the 1290 crew did with their best bets. Today's best bets were brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
Glenn, final thoughts as we head to Wazoo on Saturday.
My final thoughts, I'm proud of our guys. Went to the Coliseum, fought hard. You just got to learn how to win those.
Yep.
You learn everything. You got to take notes on this game. Think about, when you get in there Monday to look at your film, correct the mistakes, correct the penalties, and go in there with a clean slate on Tuesday to practice. Forget this SC game. Get up to Wazoo and get a W up there in the Palouse. It's going to be a tough one, but you know what? It was going to be a tough one at USC, and we went in there and battled. Now we learned that the mistakes, we can't make a lot of mistakes. We can't make a lot of penalties. And if we learn from that and we get better during the week, we'll go up there to Wazoo and win.
Should be an interesting one next Saturday. It's never an easy place to go up and play. It's tough.
I never lost there.
Although we're going up early in the year, which is better,
Yeah.
I think in October than going up there in November.
Yeah.
Which it seems like the last 4 or 5 times we've played them, it's been in November, and it's been cold and ugly and foggy or whatever happens up there.
We went up there, and it was cold as all heck, man. It was really cold. And we won. We won up there.
There you go. Well,
so we can do it.
Let's hope they do it on Saturday. All right, Glenn, we will talk to you on Tuesday and break this one down after a chance to watch the tape and pick it apart. We've got your scoreboard coming up, as well as we'll go back out to Los Angeles and hear from the Wildcats. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day post-game show. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
The new Blue Whale Car Wash is now open. They're locally owned and operated with 4 Tucson locations. For a limited time at the First Avenue location only, Blue Whale Car Wash is offering a $5 exterior wash and free vacuum. To all of U of A faculty, staff, and students who show their ID. To learn more about Blue Well's complete menu, visit bluewellcarwashaz.com to find a convenient location near you and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Blue Well Car Wash, best full-service car wash for the best value in town. Proud radio sponsor of the U of A Wildcats.
Go Wildcats! As a new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez of Meridian Wealth Management, and I'd like to invite you to our complimentary retirement income workshop held every Friday at 10 a.m. in our offices at the Williams Center. We discuss the key risks in retirement, how retirement has changed, and how to best plan for success. A recent study showed 60% of retirees would go back and plan differently if they could. We want to help you avoid the would've, could've, should've. Call our office at 719-1433 to reserve your seat today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
When it comes to healthcare, imaging makes all the difference. Don't stand in line or wait for weeks to get that much-needed MRI or X-ray. At Southern Arizona Radiology Associates, we offer multiple exams like MRI, CT, mammograms, and biopsies, serving Sierra Vista and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. With locations in Sierra Vista, Green Valley, and Tucson. Call 520-335-6849. Southern Arizona Radiology Associates. Superior imaging, superior care.
You want to protect her. You'll give anything to make sure nothing harms her. Every minute together makes unforgettable memories. Except that time you parked her under that tree and...
Oh, come on, man. Really?
Sorry, we'll never speak of it again. But remember who came to her rescue? Recon Auto Detailing. Arizona's premier auto detailing company comes directly to you. We'll make your masterpiece shine like it should, and with a monthly maintenance package, we'll keep it that way. Recon Auto Detailing. Online at recondetail.com.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing.
To you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Wildcats fall to the USC Trojans 43-41 in Los Angeles. 520-848-1290. If you've got thoughts on the game, it was one hell of a game. For sure. Let's hear from Mauricio. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290.
I think Mauricio might be taking a nap.
Mauricio, are you awake?
Mauricio. Should we just leave it on?
Oh, man. Mauricio's out. He is out.
It's late.
He's out. He's where I want to be.
All right, Mauricio, call back next time, my friend.
That is the first time I've ever heard Mauricio snoring on the air, man. That is hilarious. He is out like a light.
Do you want to do a Mauricio impression really quick? No, I meant like Tim Tebow, Mark Bavaro.
Thanks to the Lord,
Yeah.
our almighty Jesus Christ, my Savior, for everything he's done for us.
Nailed it.
Exactly. All right, let's give you your scoreboard first here. And I do believe, Gita, we have a few highlights in there for this as well. Pac-12 scoreboard. It was the UCLA Bruins beating the 13th ranked Washington State Cougars 25-17 in Pasadena today. That's the first loss of the season for the Cougars, who will host the Wildcats next week. At Berkeley, how about Oregon State getting a win today?
10, play action fake, DJ to throw, he's got a man open, it's caught by Josiah Irish down the left sideline, Irish inside the 5 and in, touchdown Beavers. DJ Uyunglele to a streaking Josiah Irish from 38 yards out, and with 13:32 to go in the third quarter, the Beavers reassert themselves and push the lead to 27-17.
DJ Uyunglele threw for just 275 yards, but he had 5 touchdowns. Number 15, Oregon State beat California 52-40 today. Colorado, they were down early against the Sun Devils in Tempe, but would rally to win.
Shador empties the backfield. Dylan Edwards goes split wide to the right, trips to the left. Snap coming, takes it, steps up. He's going to run, cuts out to his left, tries to get around the defender to 10 at the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Colorado!
And that is Mark Johnson on the Learfield, Colorado Buffaloes radio network. 27-24 was the final in favor of the Buffaloes, who are now 4-2, and that is their first Pac-12 conference win under Deion Sanders. Arizona State falls to 1-5. They are winless in the Pac-12 at 0-3. One big game on the national level today. It was number 12 Oklahoma trailing late on the road at number 3 Texas.
23 seconds. Gabriel has the football, looks to throw. He's under pressure. He lobs end zone. Touchdown! Nick Anderson! Touchdown! Oh, mama!
34-30, the final in favor of the Oklahoma Sooners. They win the Red River rivalry today over the number 3 ranked Longhorns. That is the first loss for Texas. Ohio State, they were down early against Maryland at home, but they end up winning that game by 20. Another game of ranked opponents. It was number 23 LSU on the road beating Missouri in the SEC 49-39. And how about the Diamondbacks in the first inning tonight at Dodger Stadium?
3-2 pitch on the way. And a drive to left. Way back, 3-run homer, 5-0 Diamondbacks. Circle them.
Now, DK, I could not help but notice the similarities between the fact that Arizona Wildcats football team had not scored a single point in the first quarter against a D1 team, and the Diamondbacks for the last 3 months had fallen way behind early and had to rally. And both of those games today went the other way.
They did not have to answer back.
They did not have to answer back today. I think Kershaw had 162 ERA, got one out, and gave up 6 runs, 6 hits.
Not good for Clayton Kershaw, who got the hook in the first inning. The Diamondbacks scored 6 in the first, 3 in the second. They hit 4 home runs on the night, and they win it going away by a score of 11-2. Merrill Kelly, 6 1/3 innings, struck out 5, all shutout innings there as the Diamondbacks take a 1-0 series lead on the Dodgers. Game 2 will not be until Monday, so it'll be a day off in Los Angeles. Game 2 of that series will be on Monday. All right, I want to head back out to Los Angeles now and hear from your Arizona Wildcats. Let's hear first from the players, and this will be Noah Fafita and Dalton Johnson, who spoke to the media after the loss to the Trojans.
From your perspective, to be a part of that game tonight? It was great. It was a great opportunity. Great atmosphere, being able to play back at home. And I'm very fortunate, very blessed, and even in the loss, I can walk away and praise Him to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
What did you guys do that was effective in that first
you guys made? I think we've talked all week about trusting each other, and we emphasize as a team starting fast. Before tonight, both of our losses, we went down 14-0 in the first quarter, and apparently we lost 3 quarters, I think, in the first 4 or 5 games, all in the first quarter. So we emphasize starting fast. We were able to do so, and then obviously we just got to emphasize being able to keep that going.
Trey, then what was the game plan tonight against Caleb Williams, and how do you think you guys executed it?
I mean, we knew he was a good player. Our coaches gave us a good game plan. I thought we were executing it well. You know, like I said, he's a great player, so he found a way to make some plays later down the line, and we just, you know, had to keep trying to adjust.
Did you think you had him down on that one play when he kind of fought through you and extended the ball?
Oh, I mean, I really wasn't sure. I didn't really see it. You know, sometimes 50-50 goes to the offense usually.
Noah, what do you take away from the 2 games you played in as a starter? What was that experience like for you?
A lot of things that I've learned, a lot of things I got to get better at. I mean, at the end of the day, the last 2 games we played 2 of the top offenses in the country, and our defense played spectacular both games. 31 points against Washington, led up 28 points tonight before overtime, and at the end of the day, offensively we weren't able to get it done. But just kind of being thrown in that role, learning a lot of new things, game reps, nothing like game reps, so still trying to learn, still trying to get better, but defense, they played spectacular the last 2 weeks.
For either or both, did you guys know the overtime rules? Did you know that you had to start going for 2, starting with the second overtime?
Prior to that, no, but you know, we get informed, we know what's going on. We understood the situation once we were in it. So.
Yeah, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't. We kind of thought we were going for 2. Kind of automatically in the second overtime, we were expecting to go for 2, and then they came to the sideline and told us we were going for 2. But I thought that started the third overtime, and then even when we got to the third overtime, I wasn't aware of the rules that it's all 2-point conversions.
On that, the 2-pointer to Jacob, where you kind of rolled to the left a little bit, can you just kind of talk us through that play? Like number 7 ended up knocking the ball over.
Yeah, obviously number 7 is a great player. We've been scouting him all week. Great ball skills, great safety, but just like one night, Coach Fish called a great game. He put the ball in my hands. I had an opportunity to hit Jacob for a touchdown, and if I did, we wouldn't even be in the situation in third overtime. So the play worked exactly how we wanted it to work, and I didn't put the ball where it needed to be.
No, did you want to go for 2 at the end of the first overtime? And if you did you push Coach Fish at all?
No, I trust Coach Fish. I told him going into the last overtime that whatever his call is, I trust him. I don't doubt him. We wouldn't be here without him. So he called a great game. A few plays that I didn't execute on my part that would have changed the outcome, but still learning, and I trust him.
For both of you guys, through the first half of the season, what do you think this team has kind of shown the rest of the country?
I mean, for us, we've already known going into the season, but I just think we've shown the potential that we have as a team, offensively and defensively. We've had moments where, you know, both sides of the ball have looked elite, playing at the highest level, and we just have to find ways to do that as consistently as possible for the rest of the season going on.
I say the resiliency. We went through a lot of adversity through the first half of the season, and all year we haven't flinched. Nobody's turned their backs on each other, and I wouldn't say that was the case in years past. But there's a real love, a genuine love around the team, through all 3 sides of the ball, throughout everybody on the team, and coaches, players. There's a real love around here, and I think that's why this culture is changing, and it's starting to show up on the field.
Michael, last question. Trey, you've been here for a while. You've experienced big wins and heartbreaking losses. How do you sort of size up the last couple games going up against top 10 teams, coming so close but falling a little bit short?
I mean, we treat it like every other game. You know, we expect to win. We know we're a good team and we're capable of beating good teams as well. So, we just chalk it up as, we got to learn from these and find a ways to get to the other side of these close games.
All right, that is the Wildcats from Los Angeles after the loss to the USC Trojans 43-41. Those were the players in the locker room after the game. We'll also let you hear from the head coach of the Wildcats, Jedd Fisch, who spoke today as well. And Wildcats next up is going to be the Washington State Cougars. Let's hear from the head coach, Jedd Fisch.
I think the 21-point underdog stuff's got to probably come to an end here soon. We got a really good football team. And unfortunately, we've had 2 games that we've lost in overtime and 1 game we've lost by a touchdown. But I couldn't be more proud of our team. I think our team is as good as anybody.